what we did was we found out that 5.5 times 2 is 11. All right. So I'm going to write 11 right here. Okay. And now we're taking 12.5 in our scale, and what are we going to have to do? What could we do, Takuria? Yeah. Yeah, what am I multiplying?
12.5 times 2.
You are 100% correct. And what is 12.5 times 2 equal? 25. All right, so we're going to check and see if our answer is correct. All right, so let's look. It says the living room on the blueprint dimension has dimensions of 5.5 centimeters by 12.5 centimeters, but there's a scale of 1 centimeter to 2 feet. So the dimensions of the actual living room would be 11 feet by 25 feet. So remember that dimensions just means the width and the length, okay? Everybody following me on that so far? Shoot me a thumbs up if you got it. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So we're going to keep on moving. Hamarjane, would you read this next question for us, please, ma'am?
What is the area of the actual bathroom described by these blueprints? If you know the scale factor, what is the most
Efficient?
efficient way to find the area in the square feet?
Great. All right. So looking at this, when we go back and look at the bathroom, what are the measurements of the bathroom, Angel?
5x7.
All right. How'd you get 5x7 so quick? What'd you do?
I multiplied 2.5 by 2, and that's 5, and 3.5 by 2, and that's 7.
You are 100% correct. I like how you did that so quick. That's amazing. All right. So when we got those new measurements, that is going to allow us to get our area. And so, Angel, do you remember how to find area? What do we have to do?
You multiply length times width.
All right. And in this case, our length and our width were 5 and 7, right? So, Miss Angel, what would I do to get my answer?
You would multiply 5 and 7, and that would equal 35.
Good job. You got it right. All right. So, that is how I would find it. Now, is there anyone else that did it a different way and still got 35? All right, I'm going to show you an interesting way you could do this. Kyron, make sure your screen's on so I can see you, buddy. All right, so if we take 2.5 and go ahead and multiply it by 3.5, we're going to get 8.75. So when I get 8.75, is this 35? No. But what this is it's our centimeters squared. But we have to convert our centimeters to 2 feet, okay? So a lot of people would think, well, I can just multiply it by 2, but that's not the case because this is the scale factor to turn this into feet. Well, we learned in our previous lessons that we can get our area scale factor by multiplying our original scale factor by itself. So what is 2 times 2? 4. So we can take 8.75 and multiply it by 4 and watch what happens. Is that the same answer? Isn't that kind of neat? Which way do you like better? Don't be afraid to speak up. Which way do you like better?
I like the way that we just did it.
I like Angel's way, Angel and Angel. But I like this way whenever I'm working problems that are difficult, the way that we just did. So both can be used, but you need to know how to do both. But whichever one you know you can get the answer right every time is the way that I want you to use it, okay? Give me a
Yes,
thumbs
sir.
up if that makes sense. Good deal. Angel was the only one that gave me a thumbs up. Oh, now I'm starting to get some more. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So if you go and check this, it's going to just show you the way that we talked about it. So it says that the dimensions are increasing by a factor of 2, so the area will increase by a factor of 4. So you can first calculate the area of the bathroom of the blueprint by doing 2.5 times 3.5, and you get 8.75 centimeters squared. And then you can multiply that by 4 to calculate the area of the actual bathroom, and then you will get 35 feet squared. All right. So we're going to take this and we are going to go to the next page. Those two questions that we just went over are in your book on page 25. And so you should have 1A and 1B answered. All right. Well, actually, question 1 and question 2. All right. So we're going to keep moving. So this is where it gets a little interesting. All right. We got to actually apply what we just learned to this. So, if you would, Hagen, would you read about this general contractor, please, sir?
General contractor wants the architect to create a new blueprint using the scale half an inch equals 2 feet. The blueprint must still represent accurately the actual dimensions. Using the drawing tool, draw a new blueprint using the 1-inch grid. Make sure to label the measurements in inches. When you are finished, click check to compare your solution.
Perfect. All right. So, what I want you to do is I want you to use the drawing tool and I want you to use a strategy to create your own blueprint that is a half inch that equals 2 feet. So, basically, what that means is every one of these is worth 1 inch. But if every one's 1 inch, that means that half of one of these equals 2 feet. So one whole block equals how many feet?
4.
Great job. 4 is correct. All right. So what we need to do is we need to first figure out what they are. So we did this earlier. We said that 12.5 was what? How many feet?
25.
Good. And we said that the 5.5 centimeters was what?
11 feet.
Good. So I got 11, 11, 11, 11, 11 again, and 11 again. All right. We knew that this was 5, and this was what? 3.5 times 2 was
7.
7. Good. All right. So using all of our actual measurements, we've got to create a scale drawing that will work when a half inch equals 2 feet. All right. So I want you to try to do that now on your own. I'm going to give you a little help first. Using this 25 feet, if we use 25 feet on our scale drawn, what should be the width or what should be the length from here to here on our new scale drawing? How many inches if a half inch equals 2 feet? In other words, how many half inches would it take if each half inch represents 2 feet to make 25 feet?
Is it 6.25?
Yes, sir. Tell us how you got that.
So I saw that 12.5. I half that 12.5 centimeters.
That's correct. All right. That works 100% correct. Okay. So this would be 4, right? Would that be 4? That'd be 4 feet, right? So that's
Yes, sir.
1. Just like Levi said, we're going to do 6.25. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 0.25, how am I going to do that? What do I need to do with this square? Split it into how many sections?
1/4.
Yeah, 1/4. So I'm going to go to about there. All right. So my new measurement right here, just like Levi said, is 6.2. That's an ugly 2.25. Okay. So now we just got to draw the rest. Angel, what's your question?
It's not really a question, but I can't really see what you're writing.
Ooh, let me see. Does that help? Or not really?
No, not really.
That's no good. Okay, so all I did.
No.
All right, so this is what I did. I drew a line from here to here at the very bottom. And I said that each one of these is 4 feet. So that's 4, that's 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then 1/4 would be 25. Okay. And I said that this would be 6.25. Boy, I got some ugly handwriting with a mouse. Okay. So that's our new measurement in inches.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So you're going to draw yours with all the other parts. So I'm going to give y'all about, let's say, 5 minutes and see if you can complete yours, and then we'll check our work. All right, guys, let's go. Here we go. So looking at this, what did you come up with the measurement that we should have for 11? What would we do to figure that out? So looking back at what we were told earlier by Levi, he said you could take 12.5 and you could divide it by 2. All right, and that would give you your measurement. Or since we knew that it made 25 feet and a half inch, each one of these blocks represents 4 parts, right? So that means that we need to split it into 4 parts. So if we do 25 and we split it into 4 parts, 25 divided by 4 would give us 6.25. So what can we do for 11? What can we do for 11? Unmute your mic and help me out.
I'm thinking 5.5 divided by 2.
Yeah, that would be the same thing. You could do 5.5 divided by 2, or we could say 11 divided by 4, and it'll give you the same answer. So we get what?
2.75.
All right, so what do we need to do for our bathroom now?
Divided by 2.
3.5 divided by 2, or we could do 7 divided by what? 7 divided by what? What are these? What are these squares represent? How many feet? Hagen?
2 feet.
All right, each square actually represents 4 feet. So we need to do 7 divided by 4. And so we get what?
1.75.
Perfect. All right. So the last one right here, 5. What do we need to do with 5 to determine what it's going to be? Just like the last 3. What do we need to do?
Divided by 4.
Good. So I got 5 divided by 4, and that equals what?
1.25.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to see if our measurements are the same as theirs. All right. So let's look. Are all of our measurements the same as what they found?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Does their drawing look better than yours? Probably so. They cheated. We didn't cheat, okay? All right. So y'all all did a good job. Let's see what we can come up with coming a little further. All right. So we're going to go to page 6. And we'll be able to wrap up our lesson here in just a few minutes. All right, so I'm going to get some help. All right. Will you read this slide for us, please, ma'am?
The one in the blue or
I want you to start with like and go all the way to this.
like blueprints, maps have scales that identify the ratio of length on the map. To distance in real life, this ratio has an associated rate that can help you determine the distances between places. Use the animation to explore distances and scale on a map. Suppose you want to travel from Los Gatos, CA, to Hayward, CA. When you enter the cities into a map application, the best route is shown. Notice there is a scale at the bottom of the map. Use the plus and minus sign buttons to zoom in and out of the map. How does the scale change when you do this?
Thank you. You did a great job. All right, so look at this. If I hit the minus button or I zoom out, what happened to my scale factor? What's happening?
It got farther away.
That's right. So now my scale factor, instead of it being 1 inch to 5 miles, it's 1 inch to what?
10 miles.
10 miles. So let's see what happens when we go closer. What just happened?
It's going down.
By how many miles? 5 to 3 is how many?
2.
Yeah. So it went down 2 miles. And then what did it go down? 3 minus 1 is
2.
2. So every time that we hit the plus sign, we go, basically, we're getting closer and closer. So our inches represent a more of a mile. Okay. So if we're further away, it's more miles. Okay. The closer we get, it's the less amount of miles. Okay. Is that making sense to everybody? Or not really? If it doesn't make sense, let me know and we'll talk about it. I got 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs ups. That's pretty good. 2 out of 25. That's horrible. I'm just being honest. There they come. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So let's look at this. It says you can use the scale on the map to find the distance between the two cities. Can you estimate the distance? Play the animation to check your estimate. So what I want us to do is I want us to figure out a way that we can estimate the distance between Los Gatos and Hayward. So the best thing that I've found is if you take this measurement from here to here, that measurement is about a pinky nail. All right? Can y'all see my pinky nail? I have a beautiful pinky nail. But anyways, just joking. Take your pinky nail. I got a thumbs down on my beautiful pinky nail. That's not good. Somebody doesn't like my nails. Anyways, all right. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your pinky nail and you're going to put it to the screen and you're going to go all the way around that blue line right through here. So you would have one pinky nail, one pinky nail, one pinky nail, etc., all the way to Hayward. And I want you to see about how many you get. So I'm waiting to hear from you. Tamarian, I can't hear you.
6 pinky nail?
Who else has some more? Tamarian said 6 pinky nails. Did anybody else try it? Anybody get a different number?
I also got 6.
All right, Hagen got 6. All right, I got a little different number, but we're going to go with 6. Let's see how close we are. So 6 pinky nails would be about how many miles? Or 6 inches would be about how many miles?
300.
300?
No, that's that 30.
30. How'd you get 30?
5 times 6.
All right. Hagen did 1 times 50, I think. All right. Is that what you did, Hagen? You put 50 instead of 5?
Yeah.
I got you. That's simple to do. All right. So we're thinking maybe about 30 miles. Well, let's see what we come up with. So there, once again, this is in your book. They're going to use their amazing technology. And look at that. They're just going to keep walking that little inchworm all the way around. So how many are they going to end up having? 8. That's right. All right. So we were kind of close. Tamarion has some long nails. And Hagen has some long nails. I'm just joking. All right. So looking at this, the distance from Los Gatos to Hayward was how far?
40 miles.
40 miles. Good job. So it says the number of inches along the route on the map is about 8. So the corresponding number of miles between Los Gatos and Hayward is about 40 because they did 8 multiplied by what number? 5. Good. And so this actual table is in your book. So I would suggest that you fill that book out right now, Akira. Kira's over there chomping. What you eating, Akira?
A burger.
Ooh wee! All right. I had chicken noodle soup. That did not cut it. All right. So
Page 27.
yes, I believe. Yeah. All right. Number 3.
There are many ways you can use a scale on a map to find out the distance between places. Suppose you wanted to find out the distance from Los Gatos to Howard, California. The map scale is the ratio of 1 inch to 5 miles. What is the method of finding the total distance between the two locations? Describe your method.
Okay, so what could we do?
We just did this one.
We did, but what could you do? What tool could we use so that we could actually measure it and make sure we were right? Who knows? What could we use to measure that distance?
Ruler.
Yeah, a ruler. That would work. What about a measuring tape? Would that work? I got like 2 people participating. I got 25 people on here. Come on now. Some other people got to put in some work. So far, I've had Tamarion, Angels, Levi, Akira, Talia, Kalia, Hagen. I think I had someone else read for me at the very beginning, but my memory's not good because I'm getting older. But that's not everybody. All right, so we got to all participate because if we're not participating, Braden, then we're not getting points today. Braden, I'm picking on you because you always participate. Today you've been chilling. You stayed up too late playing video games or something. All right, so we set a ruler. So let's check this out. So look closely. They're staying on that line, okay? But they got their hands and they take that line and they stretch that line all the way out. And when they did, they were able to count it using a ruler. So when they use that ruler, they're able to determine that the distance from here to here is exactly 8 inches. And our scale factor is what? Or our rate is what?
5 miles per inch.
Good job. All right. So since we have 5 miles per inch, we need to do what with 5 and 8?
Multiply.
Perfect. And what do we get, class?
40.
40. Braden ain't giving nobody a chance now.
40.
He said, y'all ain't going to catch him. All right. Good deal. Everybody's doing great. All right. So let's talk about this. What if we wanted to? I think you had a question 5. It says, we're supposed to compute the distance using scales to the map of Texas, okay? So, on question 5, you need to make sure that you're using the road when you find the distance on the map. So, are you doing that now? All right, so do that. See if you can figure out those distances.
Can I go use the restroom?
Yeah.
Mr. Martin, can you repeat that again?
Yeah.
You were cutting out.
My bad, I'm sorry. So on number 5, what you need to do is you need to compute the distance using scales to the map of Texas. All right, so what does the scale say, Kaylee?
I don't understand it.
It's not on there?
I don't.
Question number 5 in your book?
No, it's on there. I don't understand like what you're like trying to tell.
All right, so at the bottom of the map, it should say like 1 inch equals a certain amount of miles or something. Does it say something like that?
No, sir.
All right, can somebody help her out real quick? What does it say our scale is? Nobody knows. I'm pulling up my activity sheet. Give me 2 seconds. All right, number 5. There it is, right there.
50?
50 miles. All right, we got 50 miles, and that is 100 kilometers. All right, so you're actually supposed to take this measurement right here. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to find a ruler. You can do it later this evening, but take a ruler and measure the distance from these places. So it says Houston to San Antonio. So what you would do is you would find Houston, which is right here, and you would measure all the way to San Antonio, this distance right here. So you would go from here, and you would measure, and you would measure to here, and you would determine the distance, okay? So you'll put the distance of the map. I'm going to say that's probably like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 inches. I don't really know because I don't have a ruler on here. So you're going to have to use a ruler or a measuring tape. You'll put your inches here, and then whatever you get, you're going to multiply by 50, and then you'll get your actual distance. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're using that right there as our scale. All right, so in closing to our class today, what if we wanted to make a scale drawing of our classroom, like on a piece of paper? My classroom is about 30 feet by 35 feet. All right, since it's 30 feet by 35 feet, what could we do to do that? I'm going to do it right here on number 6. So say this, excuse me, is my classroom. Just kind of wipey jawed. But anyway, so this is 30 feet by 35 feet. But if we were to actually measure this, is it really 35 feet and 30 feet? No. So I want to create a scale factor that would actually work. So I need like each inch to represent a certain amount of feet so that it's correct. So what is a scale factor that we could use so that we could figure this out? In other words, what could each inch represent? No one knows. Think about it a second. All right. If we did it 1 foot, would we be able to put 30 feet on one sheet of paper?
No.
Nuh-uh. So we got to change it to represent more. I mean, like an inch would have to represent more than 1 foot, because if we did that, we'd have to have like a whole lot of paper, wouldn't we? And we only want to fit it on one page. Say that again, Levi.
What if an inch represented 3 feet?
That'd be pretty close. All right, because a piece of paper, regular piece of paper, is about 8.5 by 11. I think somebody just said the answer.
5?
Yeah, great job. So 5 would work perfect. Let me show you why. All right, if we were to count this, say that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be like 5. That's ugly. But anyways, and that would be 6. All right. Imagine these are all perfectly even. Yeah, I can't do it very well on here, but imagine all those are exactly even. So that would mean that each inch represents 5 feet. So that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. All right. So I'm going to try to do the same thing here. If each inch represents 5, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. Still didn't do a good job separating them out perfect, but that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So our scale is that 1 inch represents how many feet? Tamarian said it.
5.
5 feet. Good deal. So does anybody have a question about how that works? Does anybody know what this sign means? What's it mean, Kalia? If you see this sign right here by a number, what does it mean? Does anybody know? Angel?
The feet sign?
Yeah, that's the feet sign. What if I have 2 of them?
That means inches.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So today, everybody except for Angel learned something. All right. The 2 signs is inches. 1 is feet or foot. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Sophia,
sir.
do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good deal. Okay. So I'm going to let you be dismissed.